that we use. Each camper will have a bucket like this. And inside, what we'd start with is our rubber curry comb. And this is what the summer will look like, the summer bucket. Right now, we have some metal curry combs, like this. Or this. And these are for when they have their winter coat in their shed. So you will not see these in the summer, but if you're coming to help with mentorship or you're doing the women's retreat, you will have these. You want to use these on the body, not really on their legs because they're a little pokey, and also not like really hard on their backbone. But the rubber curry combs are also really good for getting mud out. Imagine that horses have mud on them. You can use it around in a circle. And then after you use the rubber curry comb, then we have a stiff brush. Most of these brushes are labeled. If not, it feels stiff. It's very stiff. And these are really good for getting their, also getting some dried mud off or just smoothing out their coat. If you are working in tack, when you're grooming, working with grooming, you really just want to focus on the saddle area, so on their back and the girth area and the breast collar area. If the kids want to spend lots of time making the horse pretty, have them go for it. You don't need to make the horse pretty, you just need to make it so that there's no dirt under their saddle. So if the kids want to do it, go at it. Then we have a soft brush, which is much softer. Most of the soft brushes are different colors. Again, it'll be labeled. The soft brush is for doing like a final grooming. Again, you probably won't have a lot of time for this, but if the kids want to make their horses shiny, this is the brush to do it with. We'll also have a comb. Comb is for the mane and tail. Again, you really probably won't have time for this, but the kids can knock themselves out and have a lot of fun combing their tails and manes. If you are doing the tail, you want to have the kids hold the tail off to the side so they're not standing right behind them. Some other random things that you might find in a tack bucket or that you might need that are not generally in the tack bucket. You might see fancy combs for fancy horses. You might see fancy tail brushes for ones with big fat tails like Dakota. If you see these, put them away. They're not to touch the scissors. No one is going to give a horse a haircut. But they walk off all the time. So if you give them to Coralie or to Anna or to myself, we will thank you profusely. So you want to go and take it with flat scissors. Also we have, anybody know what this is? Hoof pig, or picking hooves. Afterwards, we're going to be testing out you guys. If you are going to be barn help, we're going to test you in tacking. Only certain people will be able to pick hooves. You need to test out of that. It's fairly dangerous, so we don't want you doing it unless we know you can do it. There will also be a separate test out for bridling, which I will talk about later. So that'll be only just for certain people. Does anybody have any questions about grooming? I should mention, what is the point of grooming? Yeah.
To make sure that, first of all, you have to brush your horse before you can put anything else on it, because any debris or dirt or even just a little bit of hay or thistle, it can irritate them. And if that irritates them even just a little bit, they're so big that they need peelings, it might not be that big of a deal, but it can cause injury issues if you're trying to ride them.
Yes, they don't want to get poked with things. And also so they look pretty, but that's secondary. Okay, you want to grab Jazzy for me, please? Oh, also, super, super important, especially now when it's shedding season. Never ever put a dirty brush back in here. Just don't do it, okay? They're going to get covered in hair, especially now, and you can take, alright, you can take one of these and get all the hair. Also, the combs, make sure there's not all sorts of hair and stuff. Okay. All right, so we generally work on the left side of the horse when you're leading or when you're tacking. That's just how they're trained. Most of these guys are used to having people on every side of them, but in general, we're always going to be on the left side. Okay, we're going to talk about our two different kinds of halters. We have, purple halter with the rope on there? No, the black saddle. Yes, ma'am. All right, so this is a rope halter, aptly named because it's made out of rope. And then this is a nylon halter because it's made out of nylon. Most of the horses this summer will have one of these with their name on it when you go and get them. But we also often have volunteer horses with the rope halter. When we're going out to catch horses, usually it's with this. Okay, for our rope halter, everybody see? If you can't, you can move over this way.
That microphone makes that sound through the speaker. No,
It's the ears. Okay, here's our rope halter. It looks highly confusing if you've never seen one before. The two bands here between the knots go over the nose. So if you got that, that'll help you inside. So slip her over her nose. This long piece here comes behind her ears. You see this loop here? We're going to go through. And then it's a very simple knot. We're just going to go through like this. Okay? You want to make sure the tail is pointing back, otherwise it'll poke her in the eye. So she is not. Yeah. So, if you can see where these knots are placed, this is the proper placing of a rope halter. It's going to go over her nose. Too far down, and it's going to hurt their nose. They do not like it. Too far up, and it hurts their cheeks. They don't like it. So this is the happy spot for any kind of halter. They have nose bone that kind of goes about here, and it's a very small at the head. Okay, all these nylon or rope halters have the lead rope attached to it. So they're hanging like that. Do you have any questions about this halter?
Beth?
Yes.
Different size?
No.
Does everybody know how to tie?
Not in this halter. No.
Does everyone know how to tie that part?
That
They're
was
gonna
what
get
we'll
Jesse
talk about
that
later.
later.
Yeah. If you don't, that's why we're here. Okay, so this one also can be highly confusing. But if you find the nose, it helps you out. These ones do have different sizes, and again, that's why we have their names on them. But the names have been known to be wrong, so don't go 100% on that. All right, so we have our nose piece. This one is a really nice one because it's an adjustable nose alarm. Thank you, Jen. She's such a good one. Okay, and then this will go behind their ears also. And this is super important because these halters will be on these horses all weekend. And if it's uncomfortable for them, they're going to be uncomfortable all weekend. We generally don't leave halters on. Okay, so again, this is in a good spot for her. If you can put two fingers, you see your cheekbone right here? If you can put two fingers underneath, that's where we want it. Right, can we see that? And then underneath, we should be able to get several fingers under here. This one also, again, is adjusted pretty well for her. If it's too tight, they can't open their mouths to eat properly. If it's too loose, it's going to come down, it's going to get caught on stuff, and it's going to be dangerous. So again, and then, so when you go out to catch your horse, when they come in from the trail, we have our lead ropes. The lead ropes get clipped right here. Yeah, and we're going. She's ready. Here. So if you notice there's some metal under here, you don't ever want to flick this up because they're going to hit them in the chin with the metal. And they don't. Alright, so next we're going to talk about leading. When you lead your horse, you want them to be at your shoulder. You don't want them too far ahead, you don't want them too far behind. And we have some lazy horses here that do not really like to walk fast, so just keep them going. I don't mind if they're half a step behind you because then they can react. They have time to react. If they're too close, they could very likely step on you. So as you can see, Jazzy's following nice and. Again, I'm going to be on my left side and have this in my right hand. I want to have enough lead so that she can move her head around. She's allowed to look around. So. And then all this extra, I'm going to keep looped. When you're watching your kids do this, be be very aware of this lead rope. It's kind of long, and a lot of times the kids have it down here, and they got this way back here, and everybody's stepping on it. So just make sure that the kids have a couple of loops so that they're not tripping on it, the horse is not going to step on it, and that it's not wrapped around their hands, because that's no. Lose a finger, it hurts. Do you guys have a question about leading? Okay. Tying up a horse. Here. Most of them are, my things have these tie rings on, they're very sticky. All you gotta do, I don't know that I'm gonna show you how to tie them quick release, not right now. Okay, so that's gonna go through here. Very easy, right? So then if you wanna undo it, there you go. Nice and quick. When you're tying up a horse, you wanna have about an arm's length. Right here. So I tie her right about here so she can move her head around, but she can't get caught in it, and she can't move around too much. If they do not have one of these, then we do a quick release knot to them. We can demonstrate later. When would you tie a horse by its reins?
Never.
What?
Never.
Never, ever, 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 ever. Just don't do it. If they pull back, which they can do in a split second, they will rip that bit out of their mouth and cause a whole bunch of damage. Also, when you're leading, do not lead by the reins. Okay, lead by their lead ropes. Same reason, if you're pulling on their mouth with their bit in their mouth, it's just not. There are a few horses here that cannot be tied. We'll let you know who those are. We only have one. Okay, when the horse is tied at the wall, do not go under their neck. What not to do?
Oh, do not.
Don't do that when they're tied at the wall because it does not take much for them to squish you up against the wall. It's okay because she does not work. You won't get squished. Guys, it happens quick. So, and that's especially one you need to watch out for your kids for when they're grooming and stuff, that they're not getting a little too close for comfort. Okay, moving right along to saddling. Okay, everybody see how this saddle is right here? Yes. Everything's all together, nice and neat. I pulled it off the rack just like this. My breast collar, there's nothing dragging on the ground. My breast collar is right here, my girth is right here. Every saddle needs to go back exactly the way you found it. Okay, so the girth and the breast collar needs to be over the top. Do not let any item of tack ever drag in the dirt. Okay, it wears it out, and you can step on it and fall. There's all sorts of things. So I'm going to touch briefly on some of these things. Okay. So in saddle pad, you want to make sure there's nothing under the saddle pad. The same reason that you groom them, so there's nothing poking under here. If you're dragging the dirt, if it falls in the dirt, you want to be very, very careful to clean it all off. And some of you guys have horses and have been doing this for a long time. We'll be showing you the way that we do it here. It may be different than the way you've done it. Just follow our rules because we're all on the same page. Alright, so the front of the saddle should be right at the back of her shoulder blade, about right here. And again, you want to make sure that the girth is clean. She's got a neoprene one. bunch of different other ones. Some of them are a lot more prone to getting dirt and hair stuck in them. Now, if you notice, her cinch tie is really long. We're going to go through twice. Okay. If I go through once, I have lots and lots of extra. If you're a horse, if you've gone through once and you have enough extra length to go through twice, do it. So that we don't have all this extra length. I'm going to do it once, okay? Right now. Okay, this is the Western knot. Again, we're going to test this out. If you need some help learning this, we'll have time for that. I'm just going to go through real quick. We don't tighten the girth up very tight the first time. We tighten it up, walk them around, tighten them up again, walk them around again, tighten it up again. So it should be tight enough that the saddle is not going to fall off, but not overly tight, if that makes sense. Okay, all of our horses, currently except Sky right now, have a breast collar. Sky he's one of our horses that's cinchy, and he's very, very sore, or he doesn't like his shoulders being touched. And he's one that will try to bite you if you touch here or ask grandma. Yeah. Or any of the other. That's why we do this. Anyway, the breast collar helps keep the saddle secure. All of our saddles are a little bit different, so they have different secure areas. You always want to put it to something metal. Okay? There's lots of things that you could hook it to, but they are not strong enough. If you do not have a ring right here, it'll go right to this ring. So again, our breast collar does not need to be killer tight. You should be able to get a hand in here.